To sum up the state of my mental health, last night I cried as my mom randomly told me, "You shouldn't be sad because there are many people who care about you and I'm proud of what you've done." While I was eating tteokbokki. So, how have you been? I know, I know it has been a solid month since I've posted anything on this podcast. Truth is, I do have an explanation, as always, but as always, I am not sure if it's justified, but I am sure that it was a healthy choice for me. What had happened was, I need to stop saying this because the fact that I'm speaking this way is slowly affecting my ability to teach. So on Thursday night, this is just a detour of what I really want to tell you. But on Thursday nights, I have to teach students almost kind of like a grammar test prep, something like that. There was an example. I am a student. That is the correct way you should structure your sentence. And below it, there was the incorrect example, which says, "I be a student." And it took every fiber in my body not to say, "I be a student," because sometimes that's just how I talk, and it's affecting my ability to inhibit myself when I'm telling my students, okay, I am a student, not I be a student. All right, let's get back on the trajectory of why I was really absent for such a long time. Truth is, from August, well, the end of July, all the way through August, I was sort of experiencing a burnout, but not just a type of burnout. It was more like depression. Okay, this is not professionally diagnosed, so I don't want to pinpoint anything, but let me describe to you what I was feeling. I was still technically functional. I go to work, I complete my tasks. However, while I was not at work, when I was at home or on the weekends when I filmed for my project Julie Eats on YouTube, I lost motivation to edit quite a bit. It feels like I was prolonging the process of editing because it felt semi dreadful. So, in that aspect, it seems more like a burnout. But other than that, outside of filming and editing, life wise, I felt very bland. I felt very unhealthy. You know the type of feeling when you eat a lot of, let's say, greasy food, and you just have this built up sensation of, oh, this feels too much. I don't feel so well. I think I need to take a nap or do something to relieve this congestion in my chest. And that's what I was feeling. But I couldn't find a way to relieve that congestion. I thought, okay, perhaps life is just kind of normal right now. I can spice it up a little bit. So I started buying things that I want to buy, eating food that I want to eat, and coffee, boba, and etc. But it wasn't making me any better. Well, maybe you're thinking, is it because of your relationship? Was there anything wrong with your relationship that's making you feel this way? No, everything was normal except me. I was the one that was feeling out of place and not normal. I wasn't unhappy about the fact that I was in Korea. I was just unwell, and I couldn't find a way to cure myself. And the fact that I couldn't frustrated me, and I cried almost every day. It sounds dramatic, but I don't mean to cry. I just start crying. I would be okay for 1 second, and if Taro was talking to me, telling me certain things, and suddenly I would have this urge to cry. And he's concerned, of course. Like, why are you crying? What's wrong? I don't know. It just felt like inside my body, there is this big water bubble just collecting. I don't know where the source is coming from. And all it takes is for somebody to gently poke that water bubble and it busts. And I just start crying. And it followed me for such a long time, to a point I didn't know what was wrong with me. At this point I should have went to a therapist, but money and also but time. So I lived like that for a while, all the way until the end of, I want to say August, where this sense of blandness was slowly mellowing out. And Taro and I were just trying to find a solution to my problem. And this is where we encountered a specific beacon of hope, which I will introduce in probably the following podcast. So I'm going to leave that until next week. Yes, I'm going to get back to my schedule of posting podcasts weekly because of a decision that I am about to tell you. So I've officially decided, after speaking with Taro, and we talked out the pros and cons of my YouTube channel, I am going to postpone my project of filming various, or trying out, exploring various foods in Seoul or in Korea in general, because that was part of the reason why I was experiencing this pseudo depression, because it's undiagnosed, so I'll call it pseudo depression. It was, even though I enjoy the concept of it, but it was stripping away my time to truly rest when the work week is over. Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, I work. And when I am supposed to be resting and rejuvenating my brain cells and I guess just my moodlets as well, I am busy. I am out trying to film, and after I film, I have to edit the video from the week before, so I'm constantly on the run. I never really get to rest. Sure, in between series, I have a week off, but that week off isn't truly resting. I'm planning what I'm going to do next week and trying to tidy up whatever I have left behind. So I never truly get to rest for 6 months. I started this project at the end of February, and now it is the end of, oh wow, it's the beginning of September. So it has been 6 months since I've been following this routine, and I am tired. I wasn't feeling well. There were many things that I wanted to do to help myself to get better, but I didn't have the time. I really wanted to read Chinese books because I was afraid that I was losing my Chinese, since there's no one here that I talk to in Chinese. So I went through the trouble of ordering from a Chinese website and then sending it to Korea. I think I've ordered like 1, 2, 3, 4? Three new books. I have not had the time to open them and fully sit down and enjoy just a good book. I wanted that. Truthfully, I could do that, but I was staying with my schedule to post, to film, and it was time. I think it is the right time to pause it for a second. It was also draining my budget. Now that I have a new outlet I need to be responsible for, I am trying to pay student loans. I'm trying to pay for my living expenses, and then I have something else that I'm going to tell you next week. And also, on top of everything else, this food project. Even though I don't intentionally pick the places that are expensive, I want to explore different types of cuisine, but it just happens that if I go to those places, either the food is expensive, or commute, or because I'm dining alone, I have to pay double the price. it's not financially responsible for me to continue it is not financially responsible for me to continue my pursuit of this project while my brain is now officially running. So I decided to pause it. I'm not stopping it, but I'm just pausing it. It took me a long time to decide, should I just pause it or just take a break and then start again? Well, financially speaking, pausing it doesn't help, right? Because I'm not generating another form of revenue while I was resting. So my budget is not getting bigger. And I need to focus on myself. I really need to. It's been slightly overdue, and I didn't really considered mental health a priority. It was always somewhere on the top, maybe like top 5, but it wasn't number 1. And I think I need to do that, especially after going through what happened in July and August. I need to focus on myself in order to live responsibly, in the sense that I am aware of my feelings, I am aware of my needs, and I am aware of my health. That is what I really want to renovate after this hiatus. Truthfully, the suggestion of stopping that YouTube channel was suggested by Taro because he's observing from a outsider's point of view, so he could better observe what was going on with me and what was going on with the channel. And when I heard the suggestion, initially I didn't want to let go. I think the reason why I was so hard on myself for this channel is because I really truly wanted it to become another source of revenue that allows me to work freely in Korea or in the US or wherever we go in the future. I really wanted it to work, so the fact that I have to put it down was something that was just so hard to do. It felt like I failed, or it felt like I am giving up prematurely. But he explained to me that you are not quitting YouTube. You're not quitting filming. You are just putting this project down and starting another one, or looking at something that is more tailored to you, something that gives you less stress so that you can produce better content. So I chewed on it for a day. We literally talked about it before I went to sleep. So the next day I thought about it and I'm just letting it sit, and I think, well, he is right. It's not like I'm going to throw my camera out the window and be like, never again, I'm never ever doing this again. It is just that I'm maybe taking a U-turn, taking a left turn, right turn, I don't know. I'm just at an intersection where I am trying to decide where else to go. But it doesn't matter wherever I am going, I am still going, and it's the act of going that is more important than the bigger picture. So yeah, after that talk with Taro, I let it sit for a few days, coming to terms with it, and suddenly my mom decided to call me randomly at, I want to say 9 at night. So she barely woke up. It's pretty early in the States. And I was eating ice cream. Okay, I have to confess. While I was just, what is the word that I'm looking for? While I was just slacking during my month of hiatus, kind of lost motivation to keep my diet, motivation to continuously continue going to the gym. I still went to the gym, but I believe that week I slacked off on Thursday and then on Saturday because I just couldn't do it. I don't know why. I'm still trying to get better. And I think I'm feeling better these days. So on Tuesday, next Tuesday, I will go to the gym and I need to stop eating ice cream bars. I love ice cream bars, especially the ones that they offer in Asia, because that's just something that I grew up eating. Every time in the summer, I remember going to my grandmother's house and then she just give me like $1 or $2, and then I just go to the convenience store and buy an ice cream bar. So there is a convenience store right underneath my apartment complex called FlexMart. Yeah, it's called FlexMart. So sometimes after work, I would go to FlexMart and flex. So I would buy way too many ice cream bar and just binge on them. I need to stop doing that because it is undoing everything that I'm trying to do at the gym. So that's that. But anyways, I was eating ice cream bar. My mom calls and she's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just kind of eating. My dinner is tteokbokki." She's like, "What's that? Show me." So I'm showing her the food. We're just having a casual conversation. This lady, the first thing that she shows me, she flips her camera so that it is the opposite side of her view. And she's walking around the house and showing me everything. She goes, "Julie, I know it's been a while, so I'm showing you the house so that you don't forget." Miss Lady, I've been in that house for so long. You think I'm gonna forget just because I'm away for almost a year now? You're funny, you're a comedian. So I'm just like, you're being ridiculous. Let's sit down, let's chat. So she's eating her food, I'm eating my food, and I kind of pondered on it a little bit. On the fact that whether if I should tell her how I'm feeling these days. But truthfully, I did kind of miss her. I hate saying it out loud, but I kind of missed her. So I wanted to share how I was feeling these days to her. I hesitated a little bit because, as you may or may not know, mental health isn't something that is glorified or is respected or is well talked about in the Asian community, because the older generation didn't quite believe in the importance of mental health. But I knew that her perspective was kind of changing because of my sister. So I decided to tell her how I was feeling. So I said, so these days, Mom, I don't really have a reason why, but I was feeling kind of depressed. And I looked at her. She was still listening, so I was like, okay, I'll keep going. I just have this sense of overwhelming sadness, and life feels very bland. I didn't feel passion in anything I was doing, but there's nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong at work. There's nothing wrong between Taro and I. I can't find the source of my sadness, and I wasn't sure how I should deal with that. And after I finished talking about that topic, we just kind of swiveled on another topic. And by the time we were about to hang up, because she had to call something, she has a banquet meeting, blah, 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 whatever, she's busy, I see. While we were hanging up, suddenly, out of nowhere, she goes, "Julie, you shouldn't feel sad because you shouldn't feel sad or you shouldn't feel alone, because there are many people who care about you, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you've done." And when I heard her saying that, I'm tearing up as we're speaking right now. I started tearing up. I was like, "No, stop it. Don't say it. Don't do this to me. You're gonna make me cry." And the reason why it makes me cry is because I just felt like I never really get to hear that kind of words from my mom. So my mother's occupation, she is a coach. She's a gymnastics coach, because before she left to go to the States, she was actually a part of the national team. And so she's very serious about her sport, very serious about her profession. And one time she called me while she was at work So I was listening to everything that she was telling to her kid, and she called one kid to her, and I forgot her name, so I'm just going to use the name Mia because that's the only name that I remember from the long list of the athletes that she has. So let's say she calls Mia. Mia, I want you to know that what you've done today is enough. It's good. I know that you want to be better. I know that you want to push yourself. Sometimes it's good to let yourself rest, because if today is your bad day, that is fine. You keep pushing on other days. And on the days that I push you, I want you to know that I am pushing you because I know you can do it. I know you don't think you can do it, but I have the confidence in you, or I've observed you, or I know your potential. So on the days that I ask you to push yourself, don't be afraid, because you can be better. You can get better. But on some days, it is okay. It is okay to stop because you've tried your best. And it is okay if you don't win the first place because you've tried your best. And I know that you tried your best because I see how hard you're trying. So it is okay. You've done the best that you can. And I'm listening to her telling this random kid that she's not even related with. And I'm just like, excuse me, Miss Lady, you've never told that to me. And she was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, you never told me that. Like, it's okay to take a break because I know that you tried hard and I see that you're trying. And sometimes trying is important. And just the fact that you're trying is good enough. And I'm like, you never told me this. It's like you are a foreign parent when you're talking to someone else. And you're just straight up tiger mom when you're talking to me. So I was really salty that day. And when I heard my mother saying the same type of word, made me tear up at the spot. And I hung up. We didn't even finish talking about this press. I was like, nope, 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 can't do this. Nope, 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 nope. Stop it right here. But I was really thankful that she said those words. It is almost like I get to see a tiny bit of the soft spot that my mother is hiding under her paper tiger demeanor. I know she's a soft tofu on the inside, but it's nice to have that kind of moment with my mom because I feel like our chemistry is slowly changing, perhaps because I'm abroad and we're not really face to face every day. So she tries to make sure that whatever she leaves with me, whatever words that she leaves with me, is good or does me good. What am I looking for? She is trying to make sure that whatever she leaves with me probably resonates. Am I suddenly NCT? Hey yo, listen up. No matter what we do, no matter what they say, we're gonna resonate. Whatever she leaves with me will linger around for a little bit longer than just the duration of that phone call and helps me while I am alone here in Seoul. So thanks, Mom. I know you're not listening to this, but thank you. I appreciate you showing me your soft spots, and I think your words are helping me get better. So I hope that the next time when I talk to my mother, I'm at a better state of mind and my mental health would have been somewhat repaired. I think I am doing a good. Julie, your brain powered on for like 10 minutes and now it's shutting down. So I'm shutting this down. Thank you all once again for sticking with the channel, and my apologies for the unexpected, unannounced hiatus that I've taken in the past month. I'm hoping to get back on my feet in my life and also to keep up with this podcast schedule as well. I definitely have an exciting podcast lined up for you next week, and it's going to be a huge change in my life. I'm hoping to see you there, but in the meantime, please stay safe, stay well, and stay connected to your true feelings. And sometimes it is okay to feel your feelings. It is okay to be sad. It is okay to be happy. There is a reason for everything, and I'm a firm believer of that. I'm just going through the motions of feeling that type of feeling, and hopefully I will come out on top and return to my normal self again. So I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Oh, I feel a little rusty. I'll get better next week.